As sailors, we are constantly on the move, doing our best to avoid squalls, high winds, and raging seas. When good days come, we breathe them in with a sigh of relief, knowing that this momentary reprieve is to be enjoyed, as soon we'll be ushered on once more. We are currently deep in the South Pacific, enjoying the Gambiers Islands, a hidden gem of French Polynesia, rarely visited by our fellow sailors. It's been an unforgettable experience, but it is cyclone season, and these islands live at the mercy of unpredictable storms between bouts of blazing sunshine, making our respect for their cruel mistress even greater. You have to stay on your toes out here and be prepared to change your plan at a moment's notice. Well, this is not ideal conditions, but we need to move the boat. There is a bit of a storm coming through tomorrow, and if we stay here, we are not going to be protected at all. So all we're going to do is lift anchor and come around the other side of this island. But it's a little bit of a challenge because this is the shallowest anchorage we have ever been in. Right, we ready to do this?
Yeah, it'll be fine, right?
We got in.
We got in, so we have to be able to get back out. We did come in at high tide, and it's still 3 hours until high tide.
Yeah. But I don't like the look of that cloud, so I want to go now.
It looks pretty grim. So although it's probably a little bit foolish because also there's slightly higher wind, which means we're going to get pushed onto a lot of coral.
Yeah.
There's only 2 hairpin bends we have to do in the way out, so it can't be that bad, right?
Yeah, so we're going to wear headsets so that we can talk to each other. I'm going to stay on the port bow and give Ian information because basically we have to go between a lot of coral bommies and then, turn a 90-degree corner, sort of skirting around a reef, and then like a hairpin bend, just do a chicane, do it the other way and not hit anything.
You're making it sound super easy. It's as simple as that.
As simple as that. Yes, we told some people that we were coming here and they sort of laughed at us and said we were idiots. But we made it in, so therefore we should be able to make it out. And as long as we get out before the rain starts, there's less visibility today because of the cloud cover, but we sort of know where the bommies are. Sort of, because we've seen them before.
Yeah, we're friends.
It'll be great. I believe in you.
I just need you to tell me exactly when we're going to hit anything on that bow, because although we can see pretty well on Indioko, everything over there looks way closer than it actually is.
Yeah, and there are a couple where the gap between them is not big enough for our boat, so we have to just go over the top and hope that it goes between the hulls. But if we turn a corner, that's tricky. So it's going to be really fun.
It's fine. We're fine. We're fine.
So there is only one way in and out of this anchorage. It is a little bit tricky to see today with the light, but if you can see where the light sort of bluish greenish water turns brown, that's where there are rocks on the bottom. They're not too tall off the bottom, so we should be okay going over those. But where you can see circles of brown, those are reefs that are much closer to the surface. So we have to zigzag around those. Some are smaller than others, and we're basically going this way and then hanging a left.
That easy. What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
Got 1 meter under the keel right now.
Oh, fun.
You think this coral's going to be taller than a meter?
Oh, I should probably start looking. So we're at 60 centimeters below our keel, which is definitely shallower than when we came in. It's about 20 centimeters shallower, so hopefully it won't get too much worse than this. And now this is the tense bit. So here's the chicane. We are going to go past this bommy here, turn a hard starboard, get through that gap, and where you can see 3 bommies in a row, we want those on our port side. So we're going to go in here, turn right, and immediately left again. And then there's 1 more turn and we're out.
Tight turn!
Woohoo!
And into the wind.
At least you've got better visual on that bommy, which is super close because it's on your side of the boat. Coming in, you had no idea where that was.
Yeah, and I still don't.
You're a good line for the port side here. Yeah, holding 4 meters, you can start to turn. 5 meters now.
Okay, cool.
Almost there.
I'm so glad we have the camera at the top of the mast right now.
Oh yeah, giving you extra eyes.
It's super helpful, but everything just looks shallow. So it's like, and I need to get up the mast and give it a clean because there's 2 splodges that look like coral heads, but they move with the image. So I'm pretty sure they're just dirt on the lens.
I just made the mistake of glancing up and I saw the breaking waves on the reef over there and I was like, oh, that's never what you want to see when you're close in your boat. But I need to remember it's over there and we know about it, so we're not going to hit it. We're going to go round, round. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And normally I say these things and I think if I talk quietly enough, Ian won't hear me at the helm, so I don't need to panic him unnecessarily. But I forgot that we've got headsets on, so sorry about that.
I can hear every word, every squeal.
There's no breaking waves, it's fine, nothing to panic about.
Just gonna take these off now.
So on our final corner, we're just coming around this bummy, and the line where it goes from like green water to dark blue is where we're sort of into a bit more of a channel. So suddenly we're in deeper water, far less risk of running aground. Still like narrow and tight to wiggle our way out of here, but first section done.
Then we also go from being like 0.7 meter, so what's that, 2 and a bit feet, and it's gonna drop off to something like 30 meters, 90 feet, immediately.
Whee!
Easy.
Well done, because a lot of people just don't even try going into places like that, but it was quite a fun few days.
Yeah. Do I have other pairs of shorts?
It was fine, we're still alive, didn't even damage the boat.
Didn't even damage the boat, just my pride. No, we didn't hit the ground or anything. It's actually quite nice when you realise that you can take, like our boat isn't a Dagger performance cat, it's got keels, but we can still get into the shallows and you get lovely places like that to enjoy.
And there's never anyone else there because no one else is going to do that.
Especially when the wind's not on your side. Where did the mooring ball go?
I've got eyes on it, you're okay.
We're good. No worries. Thanks very much. I'll be standing by on 16. That's brilliant.
You're just feeling so smug now, aren't you?
Oh, I absolutely am. So there's a really cool boat here called Pakiatia. It's a German, I'm pretty sure German boat. And they are all electric. And we were just chatting on the VHF because they happen to be leaving where we'd like to anchor. So we were getting a bit hints and tips. And he said, oh, and I saw a video recently that you guys repaired a motor using super glue because he has to do some motor repairs to their electric main engine. And I was like, yeah, well, we did. It seems to be doing pretty well. It's still working. I was kind of sheepishly thinking, you know, it was just super glue. To which he replies, oh yeah, I mean, I've used super glue in our main engine many a time.
Yeah, at least ours is only the autopilot.
Exactly, their entire engine is running on super glue. So he said it works great for them, so we shouldn't have any concerns about the autopilot being held together with super glue. So
yeah,
that's nice.
Fingers crossed it's holding up. Well, that's not what we wanted.
This is the sucky bit about doing YouTube that we don't share. So we love cruising and going to unusual places and seeing some of the more far-flung options. I mean, I really wanted to climb that island and go and look around it because it looks so much like a painting to me. But because the swell is wrapping around here and the wind is going to come in from the north, which will make it a bit treacherous, more importantly, we have an edit to finish for tomorrow. So we're going to have our heads stuck in laptops and
a rolly anchorage is not where you want to be when you've got work to do.
Tons of work to do, exactly. So we're forced to go and anchor somewhere else, probably somewhere a little bit more boring, just because we need to edit. Ah, man, this sucks.
So now we understand why that other boat was leaving here, because they needed a flatter anchorage. What we're going to do is we're going to move kind of halfway up this island, and there are some sandy stripes through the coral that we hope we can anchor in, and we're going to see if most of the swell is just as a result of this headland. Not holding out a whole ton of hope, but we don't want to let go of this island too soon. So yeah, we'll see what we can manage. And if that doesn't work, then light is starting to fade and we're going to have to make another call very, very soon. Well, we found a spot in 18 meters. So we are secure and anchored and stopped here. It is a little bit further away from shore than we wanted to be, but there is just a massive plateau of reef in front of us, so didn't want to get too close to that. And there's some weird kind of ocean swell coming up through the gap in the islands at the bottom. So it is still rolling us slightly here, but we're gonna at least stay the night and see if we can put up with it, because this is quite a nice view.
Good morning. Yeah, this anchorage didn't work out. We've woken up having had a fairly rolly night, to be honest. We had lightning, we had thunder, we had crazy heavy rain. Again, our dinghy pretty much filled up. with the bung out. It was that heavy. So we've decided the swell has just gotten a bit too much for the two of us who aren't looking to be on passage right now. So once the waves start coming up the back steps, it tends to be a good time to say it's time to move. So unfortunately, whilst we wanted to dive in this anchorage here, we thought there might be some really cool reef to show you, and we've seen some sharks and things around. We're gonna have to call it quits. So we're gonna make a move now, head further north and further east in the hope that we can find a slightly calmer anchorage and find some shelter.
Well, we tried, and I think that's what counts.
We tried, we failed.
I enjoyed looking at the mountain.
I mean, I will say this area of the Gambier, actually quite a lot of the area of the Gambier, a lot of the Gambiers do look quite Scottish. And actually what I imagine New Zealand is going to look like if we ever get there.
Yeah, that's true. Suddenly like green hills, especially when it's cloudy and raining, it helps, doesn't it?
And craggy hills and like there's little cliffs and drops, and when it's cloudy and rainy and the cloud gets caught by the mountain, it's very romantic, but also kind of sucks when you're trying to edit and do anything productive on board. And really, I wasn't sure if we wanted to go diving off the back of the boat when it was all rolling around, because getting back on is a bit more challenging.
Not so fun.
So, not the worst, not impossible, but you know, why put ourselves through that? So, yeah, let's go find some sunshine.
Let's go. Well, I wouldn't say there's any blue sky over here, but it is definitely brighter. So we are going to head this way, but it looks like quite a boring sail. So we're not going to film it. You don't need to see that. We will join you on the other side in the sunshine. We are here in the absolute heart of the Gambier, and from here we can see everything. We have the village in the north, we've got the little islands here in the center, and we can still see out to the reef where we were freediving with sharks just last week. But here on this island, we can see one of the things that the Gambier is most famous for. So we're going to drop the dinghy, go in and take a look.
So we actually came ashore just the other day to check this place out because it's kind of incredible. I feel like maybe 4 people live on this whole island, maybe 5. We met most of them the other day, not all of them. And yet it is this beautiful kind of boulevard welcome. It's like a palm tree lined, plant lined walkway all the way up to the church, which is kind of the center point. I say center point, everything is just across the coastline really. It's these little tiny houses.
Do you think this used to be like a major hub, and that's why you've got all this like grand entrance of this walkway and all of the trees and everything?
It does have the vibe. I mean, it's bang in the center of the Gambier, so it has to have some relevance.
The capital.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was the most fortified island. I don't get the impression it was very fortified, but there are some really cool ruins around, so it's clearly been inhabited for like well over 100 years.
Yeah.
So the minute you turn the corner here, we've noticed that this whole island is kind of just like a giant garden. It's incredible. There's these old ruined buildings and people have actually built their houses in them. So they've like recycled them, which looks really cool. There's one right here, actually. What do you think, retirement plan?
Yeah, should we buy a ruin and build a house inside it? That definitely wouldn't go wrong.
What could go wrong? Nothing. Nothing could go wrong. Yeah, and like everywhere you look, there is some form of exotic plant life. So I think there's an awful lot of fruit and veg being grown here. A lot of fruit, certainly. And just here, I think, is the like highlight of the Gambier. It really is. It's in the very heart, and I hope they'll let us in.
Ian is really excited about this because, as you know, he is an ice cream fiend, and there are no ice cream shops here in the Gambier.
They have an ice cream tree?
But this is the closest you're gonna get. Well, we found the vanilla farm, and they have 60 vanilla trees. Do you call them trees? I don't know. Plants, vines, whatever. And this whole thing is like under a sort of a greenhouse shade thing, I guess, to keep too much sun off it, to keep the bugs off it, definitely. And the lady here was saying that they get up, it's just her and her husband who run this whole place. They get up at 4 o'clock every morning and start like cleaning the whole area, taking care of all the plants. And then they have to stop at 10 just because it gets too hot, which I can imagine. And then they start up again at 3. So it is quite the industry, but literally it's just the 2 of them working here. It's impressive.
It's really cool. So she was showing us that you can actually see the vanilla pods growing. So most of what you're seeing is probably leaves. But down here, there's the vanilla pods that grow in kind of clumps. I don't know how to describe them. They don't grow like bananas. They grow like a plant that's kind of just
drooped. Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess, I don't know when they harvest them, at what point it gets big enough or if it has to dry out, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the process yet. I don't think I've ever seen a vanilla tree before. Plant.
Weed.
Bush.
Tasty. A vanilla tasty. Yeah. But yeah, she's just gone away to get the key to open up this little hut. And I think she can show us a bit more of the process and things, which is very exciting because this is quite the mission. Like there's 2 of these areas. There's another one back there, I think, a nursery. They also grow watermelon here, which is quite impressive when you think about how far remote we are from anywhere.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Oh, smell that. Oh.
Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's delicious.
Coupé vanille, mes petits de la crème,
Ah oui.
gâteau,
La conserve.
la glace.
La glace. Il adore la glace.
Oui.
Attention, ça
Uh-huh.
en bas.
Ok, oui.
Tu dois regarder ticket, hein. Faut pas mettre comme ça, hein. Ça. En bas.
Total?
Tout ça. Ouais.
Ah, ok, ok.
Rhum ici.
Ah, ok, ok.
Voilà.
Wow, that's enough to make
Essence
essence.
après.
Wow, forever.
Ah oui, 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 oui.
I can't think of the word in French for excited.
Droite,
Oui.
pas mariée.
Ah,
C'est ça, mariée.
alors
Gauche.
je dois mettre ici.
Comme
I got told off otherwise.
That's
I put the
right.
flower on the
Yeah.
wrong ear and it looks like I'm single.
Oh,
Merci.
t'es belle comme ça.
Now, surely this is like the only way to harvest limes. The next job is going to be to catch it before it hits the ground. Right, lime stock. Did you bring a bag?
Oh, I did in my back pocket. So I think we just met the nicest person in all of Gambia.
Yeah, that's it. There's no competition. Like, everybody's been lovely, but
Incredible.
Diana now, she wins the prize.
Yeah, Diana, so not only did she show us around the vanilla farm, she helped us pick out some vanilla, which we're going to take back. She then said, and as an added gift,
She gave us 2 like not finished vanilla pods and said like, so we have to leave these out in the sun for 2 hours every day for 2 months. If it rains, take them inside and hide them. And then they will be like ready to eat and turn into vanilla essence with rum and stuff like that. She
white
gave you all the
rum.
tips.
We've got loads of tips on different ways to use it. So we can not only make vanilla essence, we can put it into ice cream, which means we have to find a way to make ice cream. Oh, I just got another smell of that.
I know, it smells amazing.
So good. And various other things. Apparently you can use it on poisson cru as well. So like, well, all the fish dishes we do, but I think poisson cru.
Yeah, she was just like, vanilla, just put it in everything. It makes everything better.
And the one we're going to have to try is watermelon, vanilla, and honey.
And lime.
Oh, excuse me, and lime, not honey. Lime. Watermelon, vanilla, and lime. Who knew? But apparently we'll try that out.
So now that we know how to harvest limes with a big wacky stick out of the tree, and we've got our
Vanilla stash.
well, our lime stash now as well, because
yes.
we've got a bag full, we're all set.
Pretty much all good to go. So with that, I think we're going to make a move.
Well, the clouds have cleared and it is an absolutely stunning day here. So we are going to go... Sorry, it's getting really windy. We're in the dinghy.
Try that.
We are going to go and have a day of water sports. So I don't know if we've showed you guys before the subwing that we have on board, but it's a really cool way to explore the reef and underwater stuff and basically fly across the coral. So we're going to try and film underwater with it. So we're anchored in like a massive sandy patch, but we're hoping that there is more coral in the deep bit here. And basically Ian is going to tow me behind the boat and I am going to, we'll see how much reef there is underneath here and hopefully I won't fly into it, but all around it and it'll look really cool.
All right, this is the subwing. This thing, we've had this for a little while and we've played with it a few times, but we've never shown you guys, so we thought we'd finally get around to that. Basically, it's just two plane wings that you hold onto underwater. And if you push down, you go deep, and if you pull up, you go high. And you can also twist. And then you start doing like barrel rolls and things, which is kind of fun. But originally we got it because we were like, oh, that just looks really fun to be like Superman. And what we discovered is when we're looking for dive sites or snorkeling areas, This thing's great because you can like fly over the top of the reef and you can go kind of as deep as the line will let you go, and you can like scope out before you go for a dive. So it's been surprisingly helpful. It took a long time to get our heads around it, but it does make a lot of sense. How's that then?
Oh, that is so much fun. It's like if snorkeling is a little bit too energetic for you, this is like the lazy man snorkeling, because you just hang behind the dinghy and it tours you around the snorkeling site. It's amazing. The visibility is not great, but there was some coral around. I saw like a massive Napoleon wrasse that I think I may have surprised it as I shot past at high speed.
You didn't kick it, did you?
I didn't kick it. I did get scared that it might come after me and nibble my toes because I was just being dragged behind the boat like bait.
I think there's other things around here that might want to nibble your toes.
Yeah, I'm getting out and you're going now. So we're going to take things up a notch now. We have ditched the subwing and we've come over to our friend Jill and Michael's and we're borrowing their foilboard, which we've had a little go on, and they have now let us borrow on our own, and we're going to crash lots into the water. This is going to be really quite funny to watch. You're welcome.
All right, good to go. Make it look good. Go on. How was that?
That was high.
Not your highest.
No, but it was the most controlled high I've ever had.
Legally speaking.
Wow. This is too much fun.
All right, again?
One more?
Yeah. All right, Mike and Jill on Gertie, thank you so much for this. I think we might be now addicted to an ace board. Board is slightly undersized apparently for a beginner of my size.
Yeah, you're having to balance underwater.
Sinking. All right, I'm in.
That was an awesome run. Yeah, that was great. You're a pro now. All right, we're gonna see if we can do one run all the way back to Indy. You're not allowed to fall off. You ready? Nice one. Like you're actually riding now. That's quite impressive.
Sort of terrifying. I know some people can actually do this, but we can wakeboard. I mean, it's kind of the same. When you first start, there's like a resistance against the board, but the second it picks up on the foil, like all feedback disappears.
Yeah.
So you're suddenly just left kind of going, I guess I'm standing in the middle, and then you realize you're not because your nose dives straight to the sea and you start like porpoising along.
I mean, it looks really impressive when you actually like stay up in the air for a bit, and then it looks really impressive when we crash.
Yeah, so if we slow-mo both of those moments, you'll be like, wow, they can really do it. Oh wow, what a wipeout.
Yeah, so this is just us for the whole day now. We are just going to keep zipping up and down. We've got so much space here, no bommies to hit and no other boats to hit. It's the perfect location, and we can just crash over and over and over again.
All right, it might be a bit windy. Sorry, our mics have died, but what's the verdict?
Oh my goodness, this is just absolutely too much fun.
I think you actually took off at one point. We didn't get it on camera, but Bridie leapt out the water with a full board and foil. I think you were trying to be Concorde.
I think. So I don't know how tall the foil is on when the entire thing was out of water. There was no contact with the sea anymore, and I was just flying. It was absolutely terrifying, but oh my goodness, the adrenaline you get from this is just like flying over the surface of the water. We're gonna have to save up and buy one of these. It's just
I know.
absolutely too much fun.
Dance, monkey.
Why do I do what you say?